Hey guys, Buffing Game back today, beginning our video, and today we're going to be covering how to outplay the meta. Here we are in Season 2 of the Cold War integration. We just had this Season 2 reloaded, which unfortunately didn't deliver any content, so I'm not sure why that was even a thing, but we're going to be covering how to outplay the meta, that being the AUG and the FFAR, which unfortunately was not nerfed in that Season 2 reloaded update. So right now we're in the midst of probably the worst meta in Warzone history. How do we outplay that? So I'm going to walk you through two games here, playing with Dill as well as Odin, and we're going to walk you through how you outplay the meta using largely off-meta weapons, which we're all using. This is going to be really down to tactics, movement, and team play here. So really quick, I'm just going to briefly show the weapons I'm going to be using in the gameplay. I'm going to be using a G36 as my primary. You can see here the monolithic suppressor, standard barrel tac laser, using the EOTac or the holographic, and then we're running the 30-round magazines of the 5.56 by 45mm NATO, as well as the Ranger foregrip. So this I'm running, it's a machine gun in game, but I'm running it as my primary AR by converting it to the H&K G36 assault rifle. Next up, I'm going to be running here the MG5. So I'm going to be utilizing the M91 as it's known in game. I'm going to be utilizing the Mighty Mo blueprint to keep that black camouflage on the weapon. So I'm going to be running very similar to what I covered in my MG5 video, which I'll link down below. I also have some older G36 videos, which I'll link there too. I'm going to be doing an updated one soon, but I'll link those in the description. But this is slightly different from the MG5 build I just did, I think, 2 weeks ago. I'm running all the same attachments minus one. That being, I'm running the monolithic suppressor, the heaviest barrel for the M91 Heavy, the Combat Scout Optic or the LCAN, and then I'm swapping out the tac laser for the rubberized grip tape, which is going to be giving me better recoil control on top of the Merc foregrip recoil control, since this is a heavier 7.62 by 51mm weapon. I want to have the max recoil control on this build. I'm also running with that LCAN optic, the T-pose reticle here. So you'll see this is actually a very, very deadly combination of weapons here. You'll see how these two play out. But let's go ahead now. We will go ahead and jump into the gameplay. Now, since I'm running some German weapons here, you may have seen at the beginning of the gameplay or the video here, I'm going to be running our Otter operator with the Nostalgia skin. So the Otter in game is a KSK, which is German Special Forces member. So this is his Nostalgia skin, which is actually really, really nice. And I figured since I'm running off-meta weapons, which I always run, but since I'm running two H&K weapons, why not run a KSK operator here, that being Otter. So again, you can see there with the G36 assault rifle, as well as the MG5, really awesome skin here for him. This was a Season 6, I think this was in the Battle Pass. Great operator skin, really underrated. So I've been running this one. So let's go ahead now, and we'll go ahead and jump into the gameplay. I'm going to walk you through these two wins that we had. All of us running off-meta weapons and just completely outplaying the meta. I'll walk you through the tactics that we used here, since we're in the midst of the worst meta I think we ever had. So let's go ahead and we'll jump right into it. So here we are in the first game, and we're high dam at this point over here, and we had just killed a team, and right now there was just a jailbreak. So we knew a team that we just killed is going to be coming back, or at least his teammates. You can see right there, I'm able to beam that guy with the G36 and break him. It looks like their loadout landed right where ours is, down below there. So I'm going to just scale these rocks, and you can see here, the MG5 just easily cleans him up, and then Dill's able to snipe the other guy. So we ended up killing the first guy earlier, and then the two came back in time for the jailbreak, which we were able to clean up there. So again, that's the guy I think Dill ended up sniping. We're moving up the hill. We were getting engaged by a team to the right, and then this truck rolls up, and I don't know how this guy didn't kill me, but Dill killed the guy in the back, and then the driver just, for some reason, took forever to get on target with me, and I'm able to kill him with the G36. Yeah, it looked like I think he was also running probably an FFAR. It looked like I didn't take the time to look at him. This team, however, was definitely running meta. We were tracking these guys for a while, and they were on top of the bridge pushing away. And I'm able to down that guy as he's zipping down. However, when you're at this angle, you can't aim any further down, so I can't clean him up. I threw those AT mines down a little bit too late to actually get the kills there. I would have been able to probably have both of them had I thrown them down immediately. But I was really trying to get that angle to just clean them up with a weapon, which I couldn't get. So what I did is I ended up parachuting down here, and Dill and Odin stayed up top. And what we did is we trapped them. So their only way out is either straight towards me or back up the zip to them. So at this point, I'm engaging, and there I peeked this guy. I peeked him once, and then I peeked him again with the MG5 and just destroyed him there, and he was not happy when I killed him. So at this point, I'm going to communicate to Dill. I'm going to let him know I need some plates. He comes down, give me some plates, and then we're going to push these last two guys with Odin staying up top and watching the zip. So here, Dill gets that down in the kill. I'm going to toss that stun and do a flank as Dill goes in the way we were just coming. I'm going to do a right flank here. Now there I get an armor break from the AT mine that I had initially thrown down the shaft. So we know either A, he's zipping up to Odin, or he's still in here. Since Odin hasn't gotten the kill, we peek in there, and there he is, obviously. And Dill running the AS Val, which again, it's one of the best weapons, but no one runs it because of the 30-round magazine. So we're gonna come back out and loot these guys, and then I hear other people, I hear other teams. So I'm gonna yell at him to zip back up, as well as Odin. And I'm going to try and hold these guys off with the MG5. So again, you can see a full team of 3 coming in here. I'm able to break one, and I'm going to just kind of lay down suppressive fire the best I can with this machine gun. I have a 100-round belt on this of 7.62x51. I end up breaking 2 of them, and I think I downed 1. So at this point, I'm going to self. Dill did the same move I just did and parachuted down that we did with the other team. He parachuted down in front, so now we have them trapped. I'm going to use myself. Odin, I believe, had zipped back up at this point. He's going to end up jumping down. So luckily, Dill parachuted down and was able to kill those 2 that I had broken. And then the third guy right here down the hall downs me. Dill engages him, throws a Semtex, and comes to res me. And he actually gets the down with that second Semtex. So he's going to push and clean up that kill. Just a beautiful, beautiful teamwork of how we were able to split up as a team and trap other teams there, really with no way to go. And so fast forward, we were sitting in the office building here, looking at the circle here. There's a full team in this building in front of me here, the 2-stack building, and I'm gonna try and do a flank and watch the rear to see if they move. And at this point, somehow this guy got out the front. I'm gonna down him with a G36, and then I'm gonna rotate in, trying to get the cover. I'm broken at this point, almost dead. I'm gonna drop this airstrike here, and then plate up. And then this guy ends up downing me, and you can see there. Just watch this play out. He killed me. Hit me with the throwing knife to kill me, and my airstrike killed their entire team. So I hope it was worth it for him to get that throwing knife kill after I was down. Really stupid play by him because he definitely got the indication that there was an airstrike coming in. So I easily cleaned up that entire team with that airstrike. It was beautiful. I died at that point though, which is fine, but I took that team with me. So at this point, Odin and Dill playing this circle really, really brilliantly here, and they're able to kill this team. You can see Dill running this AS Val and as well as the SPR, and then Odin, I believe, is running an M82 with a base barrel build of the CR56 AMAX. But you can see here, Dill with the SPR, taking notes from Kaz. He's gotten really, really good with these weapons, and he's able to. They both end up cleaning up these guys. I think Odin killed the first one, and then they both headshotted the second one there. It was a beautiful game that we got that win. It was really, really well played overall. Great teamwork. So jumping into the second game here, this is actually 2 games after that one, so we didn't quite get 2 back-to-back, but we got 2 out of 4 games here. So fast forward 2 games forward, we started this game, we got our loadouts already, we're pushing this bounty that we have, and at this point we had seen them running around in here, and they bought somebody back. So at this point, I think Odin broke him, and then I got the down, and Odin got the kill there for that, since he ended up doing most of the damage. So we know there's, at this point, it looks like there's 2 left. We have them on, at least one of them on heartbeat, or we had them on heartbeat. I think they picked up their ghost load out there, and you can see I spotted them there. I broke them with the G36 very, very quickly. G36 is a really underrated weapon, and here Dill is able to down one. Gonna throw that AT mine up there as I try and get up and get eyes. And here, this last guy, he's had enough, and he just bails out and leaves the game after we took them down. So a few seconds later, you can see Odin has a threat there, so we played it up, and we're moving, trying to get over to Big Blue to try and camp out and see where this threat's coming from. And now it's red, and we get engaged from the crane here. I also got engaged from a guy from the top of Big Blue, which I didn't see at first. So Odin and Dill able to, I believe, down the other guys. This guy on Big Blue is the only one up, and the G36, again, just able to easily down him. You can see very low recoil weapon there. Very, very underrated. Now, this engagement, pay attention to this one. This is, I think, one of the better engagements you'll see here of teamwork. This car goes down into the riverbed. I'm going to just dump rounds into him with the MG5. And then you can see some infantry on this shed here, right? So we're going to just keep concentrating fire on them. I have this machine gun, so I'm going to keep dumping rounds down range to suppress them so they can't move. And here what I'm going to do, Dill and Odin both have snipers. I do not. So they're going to stay and keep that team pinned. I'm going to reload the MG, and I'm going to start rotating in. So we're splitting up again. This is where typically, if you can avoid it, if you can get lucky and not get third-partied in situations like this, it works out perfectly. However, you really have no control over that. But Dill and Odin are able to keep them pinned on that. I'm going to rotate, and they have no idea that I'm moving closer at this point. They think all the fire is coming, the whole team from where Dill and Odin are. So they're going to try and put that shed at there between them and Dill and Odin. And I had already moved up, so I'm able to down one there with the MG5. Now, again, I'm going to move forward again because they're going to be on that. And here we go. I down him again as he tries to get away, and I'm able to clean him up. Now, there's one more there on the shed. I'm going to move forward once again. So I'm constantly moving, repositioning so they don't know where I am. I'm able to down him once more, the second guy. And then Dill or Odin right there. Dill, I believe, gets the cleanup right there. Great movement as we rotated. Both those guys with the snipers, and then I just moved closer and closer with suppressive fire with the machine gun. Now, fast forward here, we're in the ammo store, and we've been sitting there for a while, and then this team of meta weapon players, again, tries to roll up on us. And again, I just put 70 rounds right down range at that guy as he tried to hide behind a tree. Then he realized he didn't have the cover and tried to run away, and I got the easy cleanup. Right here, Odin got down, and I think Dill downed the other one. We cleaned him up. And then I'm gonna res them so they don't burn their self-reses. So we killed 2 of 3 in this team. The other one ran away, and then a few minutes later, here he comes running back, and I'm able to down him. But we didn't get the kill. We got an assist there. So there's another team that we spotted up by Windmill on my orange marker, and it turns out there was actually one of that third-party team in the shed in front of us that we never saw earlier. So we were able to get that kill. And then the team from, again, his buddies from Windmill had moved down towards the shed, and I spot them. So I'm going to go out at this angle. I think I underestimated the situation, and I thought it was only one. But they played that perfectly where I concentrated far in the further one, and this guy just kind of popped out at me and was able to down me. And then you can see Odin on the kill feed there is able to get the kill with the CR56 AMAX. Base barrel CR56 just kills both those guys. He went on a tear this game. So fast forward again, we crossed the riverbed. We got a UAV. You can see the loadout here. We picked up a guy on the UAV. He tried to stun us. Odin put him down really, really quickly. And now this is a very interesting engagement where we know there's a team on green because we saw them on the UAV. And at this point, you can see I'm just getting beamed with AUGs and FFARs. Odin gets downed almost immediately and cleaned up by the AUG. You can see there on the kill feed. I have a recon drone that you saw I briefly had out for a while there. I had tagged them a couple times. And then I knew right where he was, so I just unloaded with that MG5 on him and cleaned that one dude up right away. They thought they were safe with their AUGs and FFARs, and at this point, the other guys just cut and run, and I didn't think they had moved that quick, leaving their guy, but they did. They had started running before I even came out of the recon drone. So I break one, and then I run dry with the MG5, so I'm going to just reposition again as Dill moves into position and is going to use that SPR to down one and clean him up. So there's only one person on that team left, which that team ends up being the last team here. So I'm going to reload the MG5. We're going to move up this hill because we want to maintain high ground best we can. There's 2 other teams at this point. And as we're crouch walking to be quiet, I'm going to tell Dill that I hear footsteps to the right, close. And here, we're going to just creep this. We know there's footsteps over here. Dill downs one. I down and clean up the other. And then there's going to be a third one here. I can't see this dude that he downed because he's in the bush. So I reload, reposition as someone with an FAR is going to shoot at us. Dill downs him, and then I killed the final guy for the team wipe. So great teamwork as Odin's down at that time and dead. So Dill and I just really, really working well together there. Now, this last guy is the solo guy from the team that we engaged that killed Odin. So I had killed one, Dill had killed the other, and then their final guy ends up camping out in this bus. And since I have this MG5, I see him moving there. I know this bus can be penetrated, so I have 100 rounds to burn. I'm just going to start dumping rounds. I know I can pen that, and I'm able to break him. And at this point, Dill goes hard left. I'm going to flank hard right. And Dill gets the cleanup right there as he's already broken, doesn't have time to plate up. And I flank on the back in case Dill wasn't able to get that kill or if Dill got downed, I would have been right there to clean him up right away. So we really played both those games perfectly. Using off-meta weapons. Now, the AS-Val may be the fastest TTK in the game, but nobody uses it because of the 30-round magazine. People need to, majority of players need to have a 50-round FFAR with no recoil and, you know, just super SMG mobility, which is ridiculous. So this is, I think, a great example of how you outplay meta weapon players. Now, generally speaking, a lot of meta weapon players may not be the best players, and I think this is a good example of how we expose them through movement and splitting up and trapping these teams. Now, that's not always going to work because you may get third-partied. Luckily, in this case, we didn't get third-partied in both these games, but just the repositioning, constant repositioning and moving and using teamwork to pin these teams as one person repositions and does a flank. People are never going to really expect you to reposition. They thought I was still with Odin Dill the whole time when in both games we did a great job repositioning. So let me know down below what you guys think. These were both really, really good games. We each had 7 to 8 kills in each of those games, and I think Dill had 12 in the first win there, where they ended up winning it without me. But a very well balanced kill game. We played really, really well together, fed off each other really well, and again, all of us using off-meta weapons, just really, really exposing how you can outplay meta weapon players with overall game knowledge, map knowledge, and knowledge of your weapon. Dedicating time to use weapons and understand how they work. Like a G36 and an MG5 or an M91, you're never going to see anybody using those weapons. And because I've taken the time to really master them, you see how effective they can be when you know how to use them. So let me know down below what you guys think. This is Buffner Gaming with how to outplay meta weapon players. Hopefully we'll get a weapons patch sometime in the future. At this point, I'm a little bit over Warzone, so hopefully they'll do that sometime in the future here. As you can see, some of these engagements just rerunning quickly in the background that we had. Some of these awesome flanking maneuvers that we had. Great gameplay. Great wins overall. And again, this is a prime example how you can use, I never use meta weapons. Prime example right here how you could use off-meta weapons and outplay players that use meta weapons. So yes, the meta weapons are going to be overpowered. In this case with the AUG and FFAR, they're definitely broken. They need to be fixed. But I think it's a callback. We really want that season 5 of Modern Warfare Growl meta back. As much as I hated it back then, the TTK, you could actually react, whereas now you can't. So hopefully we get a patch soon. I think Raven Activision understand how bad of a state the game is right now. And hopefully we can get that going forward. Let me know down below what you guys think. What weapons you use in Warzone that may be off meta. Anybody out there using a G36? I really haven't seen anybody use it in public. So let me know down below what your favorite Warzone off-meta weapon build is. And until next time, this is Buffner Gaming, out.